Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're learning about walk cycles, another classic animation exercise. So I'm going to show you how to make something that ends up like this. Just a character walking in place, and then you can have the background moving across the screen behind them, or you could have them move across the screen. Either way, it works great. So let's get into this. We'll go new project, frame rate 30 is fine, 24 also works, and full HD size. Create that, and I'm going to zoom out to 50 so we can see the whole screen. First, you're going to want a reference picture, because your first time doing this, you don't want to just draw it from your imagination. You want to follow something. So I'll have this available on as a link below that you can download, and just drag that in. So it should be, I sized it so it's 1080 pixels tall, so it should fill the screen, but it is wider than the screen. And let's go to our selection tool. First thing you want to do is move it so that this first figure here is kind of in the middle of the screen. Okay, so if this is our screen rectangle, we kind of have him standing in the middle. Next thing, we want to draw a couple guides that are going to be permanently on the screen for us. So let's label our layers here. So this is reference, and then I'm going to add another layer, and we'll call this floor. And for this one, I'm going to draw a line that matches the floor right here. So let's go here. We can have that be black. And if you try to just draw it, it ends up kind of messed up like that. But if you hold the shift key while you're doing it, it'll just do a straight line. So just draw that straight across to match with the line of the floor there. Before I go farther on this, I want to lock these layers so I don't accidentally mess up anything. So let's lock the floor and lock the reference. Now I can't accidentally move any of that stuff. Okay, add a new layer. We'll call this one spine. And this one I want to be a different color probably, so let's switch to this one, whatever color you want. Go to the brush, and this time if I want it to go straight down right through the middle of the head here. So if I start dragging and then hold shift, it'll do a perfectly straight line. And then let's lock this layer. If you draw it and it's not right in place, you can go to the selection tool. If I just click and drag at the same time, that doesn't work, right? So you got to click and select it first, and now we can move it. So just get it right on the middle there. You can do the same thing with the floor layer if you didn't draw it in the right spot. Okay, we'll lock that. Next, all these guide layers, I don't want to be full transparency. I don't want them to be distracting when I'm drawing. So let's right click on spine, go to properties, choose opacity 50%. So now it makes it semi-transparent. We'll do the same with the floor, properties, opacity, and same with the reference, properties, opacity. And if you want it less or more, you can adjust that number. Okay, looks great. Then let's add another layer. Oops, and this is the one we're going to draw on. So let's call this body, and we'll move it up to the top. I'm going to drag this down so we can see all of our layers here. Okay. Now before I start drawing anything, I want to position this reference layer. So we're going to draw our guy always in the middle of the screen. We're not going to draw it here and then here and then here and then here, right? It'll always be right here. So first we want to move the guide so it stays in the right spot each time. And notice I wrote numbers up at the top here. So this is what frame you want to draw this position at. So we'll start at frame 1. That's where we are. So this is in the right. Okay, before we move anything, first we want to go down here to frame 24, because that's the last one that we're going to use. This one will also be at frame 25, but we're just going to loop this. So we'll go down to frame 24 for all of these, and let's just click this button, insert frame. Insert frame there, there, and there. Okay, so now all of we should still only have one keyframe, the black circle, but it should extend all the way down to frame 24. Alright, that way we'll be able to see the spine and the floor the whole way through the animation. Okay, now let's start moving this one. Real quick, if your buttons up here at the top don't look like mine, if they don't have the same layout, it might be, if you go here, Window, Workspaces, so I'm set on the basic. I think Classic might be the default. So if that's what yours look like, you can go like that to change it. Or if you want to stay in Classic, if you right click on here, you can change what the default option is in between here, whether it's keyframe or frames or whatever. And also I have auto keyframe turned on, so that's why when I just go over here and move it, then it creates a new keyframe automatically. If you don't want to have auto keyframe turned on, then just make sure and add a keyframe first. Just go up and click the button, and then you can move the stuff. Okay, that's it. So I've got this. I'm going to unlock this layer. I'm going to skip to frame 4, which is what that says. And now I'm going to click on it and slide it over. But we don't want it to go up or down, right? We always want the floor of this to match the floor that we drew. So it should just slide it sideways, hold the shift button, and now even if my mouse goes up or down, you have to really try to move it up higher. So we'll just slide it over till the head is right in the middle of the spine line. Okay, now we've got a keyframe there for 4. What's the next one? Number 7. Okay, so let's go over here to 7, and you can tell what number it is right here. That tells you the number of the frame that you're on. So 7. Then I'll grab this, slide that over till the head's right in the middle. Perfect. What's next? 10. So we go to 10, slide that there. 13. Let's go up here. 13. Slide that across. I'm holding the shift button so it stays flat. 16. Okay, 16. Grab that. And look, we could also go up here and just slide that, or you can type it in. 19. Now we're on frame 19, and put the middle of the head through there, and then 22, I think is this one. Alright, so now when we go to each of these, then the number that matches that frame should be in the middle of the screen with that line going through it. Okay, 13, 13, 10, 10. Looks great. And then let's just test this out. I'm going to turn looping on up here, looping, and let's drag the loop so it lasts 24 frames. And let's hit play. So it should slide across the screen and stay right in the middle like that. Okay, so now our reference is all in the right spot for each picture that we're going to draw. So now let's lock that layer again. We don't want to accidentally move it. And we'll come up here to the body, and this is where we're going to draw our own figure. So let's go back to the paintbrush, and let's choose what color we want. I'll just do mine in black. You can do whatever you want. Okay, and now I'm just going to do this super simple. Try and trace it. I'm using a mouse, so it's not going to look great. Just do that for the head, and we'll just do kind of a sausage for the body. For the arms and legs, I'm just going to do line stick figure stuff. So this one that's shaded is supposed to be the back arm, and that's the back leg. So the front arm, I'll try and bend it with the elbow. The back arm, I'll try not to draw over the body because it's like coming from behind. So just do it like that, and then the back leg and the heel. We'll just make sure that you have the toe touching the floor. So this is called the contact pose. That means the heel touches and the toe touches. Draw that, draw the heel touching and the toe coming up. You don't have to match this guy exactly, just get it close enough. Okay, we got frame 1. Let's go over here to frame 4. Now here, I don't want to see this drawing that I already did, but also if I hit delete, oh, I guess that does work. You can just hit delete, and then it puts in a blank keyframe. Now we can draw it in this position. Notice the head comes down a little lower because they're bending their knees at this point. If you want to just do stick figures for the body too, totally fine. Okay, so front arm is that one, back arm is that, back leg. So this is called low. It's when their knees are bent the most. So here just the toes are the tip of the toe is touching, and here the knee is bent and the heel is touching. So draw the heel all the way to the ground. Okay, then we've got frame 7. So let's hit delete to get rid of this drawing. You don't want to draw over it. Just delete that, draw a new head and a new torso, and then let's draw the arm here, back leg, and front leg. This is called passing. That means the legs are passing each other. This knee is coming up, this one's straight, heel touching the ground. Okay, frame 10. Delete that, draw our head here. So this is the opposite of the first frame. It looks identical, but it's just that now the front arm is swinging forward. See how it's the opposite leg that's in the front. So with stick figures, it doesn't matter too much, but if you're actually drawing the shapes, then you want one of the arms to stay in front of the body and one to stay behind it. And you'll notice I'm not drawing these super accurately, right? There's going to be some variety. All the circles aren't exactly the same, but it'll give it that hand-drawn look. It's totally fine. Okay, we've got all of our drawings now. Notice if you go back here and click on any of these, then it like selects the whole thing, gives it like this dotted line. All I have to do to deselect it is just click on the layer below it, which is locked, and we'll deselect all of them. Let's hit play and see how it looks. Wow, awesome. Let's do it. Let's turn off the reference. We'll just hit this little eyeball here, so that goes away. How cool is that? Okay, make sure and save the project. Walk cycle, save. And before I export it, let's just turn off the spine and the floor, and then we can export it like this. Here we go, publish. We'll do it as a GIF. And now we'll name it walk cycle. And very cool. Okay, good luck. We'll see you next time.